Hello friends, I am Ankita Meshram, MTech in Structural Engineering, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department at Tulsi Ramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. I welcome you all in today's video lecture session which is based on subject steel structure. So, today I am going to deal with the topic design of simple beams. So, I will carry out the design of laterally restrained beam in this today's session. So, begin with the presentation. A restrained beam is one in which the compression flange is prevented from buckling laterally. To ensure satisfactory performance, a restrained beam must be checked for number 1 is section classification, number 2 shear criteria, number 3 is for bending criteria, number 4 deflection, number 5th is web bearing and web buckling criteria. So, begin with the numerical. A simply supported beam has an effective span of 7 meter, carries a uniformly distributed load of 50 kilonewton per meter, that is dead load is 25 kilonewton per meter and live load is given as 25 kilonewton per meter. So, overall 50 kilonewton is load acting over the beam. Taking Fy, that is given as 250 Newton per mm square. Modulus of elasticity of steel is given as 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per mm square. This is the standard value of E, that is modulus of elasticity of steel. You have to design the beam if it is laterally supported. So, the solution is as follows. In step number 1, you have to calculate the factored load. So, in the numerical, a UDL is given, a working load is given, that is 50 kilonewton per meter including dead load as well as live load. So, make it as a factored by multiplying with the factor of safety as 1.5. This clause is given in Indian Standard 800/2007 in table number 4. So, here in this case 1.5 multiplied 50 will give you the factored load as 75 kilonewton per meter. So, step number 2, you have to calculate the factored bending moment and the factored shear force. The bending moment and shear force which is developed due to the UDL. So, a 75 kilonewton per meter overall factored UDL is acted over the beam. So, the bending moment formula is WL square by 8. This is the standard formula for calculating the bending moment if the beam is uniformly distributed, load is acted over the beam. Okay. So, WL square by 8, you will get the answer of factored bending moment as 459.375 kilonewton meter. Okay. Same, you have to calculate the shear force. So, the formula is as follows, that is WL by 2. So, W is 75, L is 7 meter divided by 2, you will get the factored shear force, that is 262.5 kilonewton. So, this is the standard formula for the UDL condition. Okay. Now, in step number 3, you have to calculate the plastic section modulus which is required. So, in IS 800/2007 clause number 8.2.1.2, a section modulus formula is given as M into gamma m naught divided by Fy. So, here in this case M is obtained as 459.375 into 10 to the power 6 in Newton mm into 1.15, that is the factor of safety gamma m naught. 50 will give you the ZP value as 2021.25 into 10 to the power 3 mm to the power cube. Okay. So, this is the plastic section modulus required. Next, so the Zp divided by Ze, that is the elastic section modulus, is conservatively assumed to be, the ratio of plastic modulus and elastic modulus is assumed to be 1.15. So, with the help of these assumption, you have to calculate the section modulus, elastic section modulus required. So, by putting the value into this given expression, that is 2021.25 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 1.15 will give you the elastic section modulus, that is 1757.61 into 10 to the power 3 mm to the power cube. Okay. Based on this section modulus, you have to choose a section from steel table having the section modulus slightly greater than this section modulus. Okay, so here in this case I choose ISMB 500 from the steel table. This is the properties, the following are the properties of ISMB 500. So here in this case, depth of ISMB H is given as 500 mm. This all property you have to note it down from the steel table. Okay, now the width of flange is given as BF 180 mm. Thickness of flange, that is 17.2 mm. Thickness of web is 10.2 mm. Depth of web you have to calculate with the help of this formula, that is H minus 2 TF plus R will give you the depth of web. So here in this case 500 minus 2, TF is given, that is 17.2, plus R, that is the radius of gyration, is given as 17, and you will get the value of depth of web, that is 431.6 mm. Okay, so here in this case R is the minimum radius of gyration and it is given in steel table in the property of ISMB 500 17. Okay, so after that you have to calculate the B, that is BF by 2, which is equal to 90 mm. Then the IZZ, it is also given in Indian standard 45218.3 into 10 to the power 4 mm to the power 4. Now the section modulus, that is elastic section modulus and plastic section modulus, is given in steel table, that is 1808 into 10 to the power 3 mm to the power cube. ZP is given as 2074.67 into 10 to the power 3 mm to the power cube. Okay, so all this property you have to note it down from the steel table of ISMB 500. Okay, the section is ISMB 500, Indian standard middle beam. Now the weight of section is given as 86.9 kg per meter. Next, in step number 4, you have to classify the section. You have to check the section classification. So epsilon E you have to calculate with the help of formula, and it is given in page number, it is given in table 2 of IS 800 2007. So under root of 250 upon Fy will give you the epsilon E is equal to 1. Now you have to check whether the section is plastic, compact or semi-compact. Okay, so there is a specification is given in Indian standard 800 2007 in table number 2. From that you have to obtain the classification of section. So here in this case B by TF, you have to calculate the B by TF value, which is equal to 90, as in previous slide B is given as 90, TF is 17.2 and you will get the value 5.23. It should be less than 9.4 epsilon E, then you have to conclude the section is in plastic state. Okay, now the next classification is D by TW is equal to 431.6 divided by 10.2 will give you the 42.31 value, and it should be less than 84 epsilon E, then we conclude the section is plastic. So here in this case the value 5.23 is less than 9.4 epsilon E, 42.34 is less than 84 epsilon E, so hence in this case the section is plastic section. Okay, basically there are three classification of section: plastic, compact and semi-compact. This theoretical portion I already explained in your theory classes. Okay, next one is in step number 5 you have to calculate the design shear strength, that is VD. Okay, so for VD there is a formula given in Indian standard, that is Vn upon gamma m naught. So here in this case Vn is calculated with the help of this formula, H into Tw into F YW divided by 1.5 into under root of 3. You have to put all the values into this given expression, that is H is 500, Tw is 10.2, Fy is 250 divided by 1.1 into under root of 3. You will get the value of design shear strength, which is obtained as 669.201 kilonewton, and it is greater than the shear force which is acted under the due to the loading, that is 262.5 kilonewton. Hence the structure is safe against shear parameter. Okay, because the design shear strength value is greater than the shear force which is acted over the beam due to the external load, so the structure is safe against shear. Okay, also you have to calculate whether the low shear criteria is there or high shear criteria is there. For that there is a formula given. So here in this case V is less than 0.6 Vd, that is the 60% of Vd. So here in this case V is less than 0.6 Vd. This particular case is known as low shear case. Okay, when the shear force is greater than 0.6 Vd, then we conclude it as a high shear case. Okay, so here in this case low shear case criteria is obtained according to the equation. Okay, now begin moving forward for the bending criteria, that is in step number 6. As I already calculated the bending moment as 459.375 kilonewton meter, which is caused due to the external loading. Now you have to calculate the design bending strength. For that, a formula is given in clause 8.2.1.2 of IS 800/2007, B into Zp into Fy upon gamma m naught. So here you have to assume this constant value is equal to 1, that is B beta is equal to 1. You have to assume that based on the classification of section. So the plastic section is there in this case, so B value is assumed as 1. So put all the value into this given expression, that is 1 into 2074.67 into 10 to the power 3 into 250, that is Fy, divided by 1.1, that is the factor of safety. You will get the design bending strength as 471.51 kilonewton meter. You should check this value. It should be less than 1.2 into Zd into Fy upon gamma m naught. Zd is nothing but the elastic section modulus. Okay, so the design bending strength should be less than the 1.2 into Zd into Fy upon gamma m naught. This clause is given in Indian standard. So here in this case 471.51 kilonewton meter, it is less than 493.28 kilonewton meter. Hence the design is satisfied over here and the structure is safe against bending criteria. Okay, because the design bending strength is greater than the bending moment which is acted, which is caused due to the external loading. Okay, hence the structure is safe against bending criteria. Now moving forward in step number 7, you have to check the beam against deflection criteria. So check for deflection. Here in this case you have to use unfactored imposed load, okay, which is already given in the numerical, that is 50 is the unfactored load. Okay, so now deflection formula in case of UDL, this the standard formula you have to use in this case, that is 5 WL4 upon 384 EI. Okay, this is the standard formula for deflection in case of UDL. So by putting the value into this given expression, you will get the deflection value as 8.64 mm. See here in this case W is 50, which is unfactored imposed load, L is 7 raised to the power 4 divided by 384 will give you the deflection value, and it should be less than L by 300. This clause is again given in Indian standard table number 6. So here in this case 8.64 mm is less than 23.33 mm, hence we considered the structure is safe against deflection. Okay. Now moving forward, you have to check the beam against the last criteria, that is web buckling and web bearing. So this particular criteria is given in clause 8.7.3.1. So first of all you have to calculate the moment of inertia of web, effective web. Okay, I of effective web you have to calculate. For that there is a formula of standard moment of inertia for a rectangular section, that is BDQ by 12. So here in this case you have to assume this B1 value, that is the stiff bearing length of web. Okay, so here in this case I assume B1 value as 75. Okay, so 75 into 10.2 raised to the power 3 divided by 12. TW is the thickness of the web and B1 is the bearing length, and here in this case I assume this B1 value as 75 mm. So the result is obtained as 6632.55 mm to the power 4. This is the moment of inertia. Now you have to calculate the area of that effective web. So here in this case again B into T, B is 75 and T is 10.2, and you will get the area of effective web, that is 765 mm square. Now with the help of this moment of inertia and area, you have to calculate the minimum radius of gyration. So for obtain the minimum radius of gyration, there is a formula, that is under root of I by A. So here in this case, I is obtained as 6632.55 divided by area, that is 765. You will get the minimum radius of gyration as 2.94 mm. Okay. Now moving forward, based on the minimum radius of gyration, you have to calculate the effective length of web, and it is given in clause 8.7.1.5, effective length of web. So the formula is as 0.7 d. So d I already calculated, 0.7 into 431.6, and you will get the effective length of web as 302.12. Okay. Now based on that, you have to calculate the slenderness ratio, and you know the formula for slenderness ratio is the standard formula, effective length upon R minimum, that is the L effective upon R minimum, minimum radius of gyration. So 431 is the effective length divided by 2.94 is the minimum radius of gyration, and you will get the lambda value as 102.76. Okay. Based on this lambda value, you have to find out the design compressive stress from the table 9C given in Indian Standard 800 2007. Okay. Table number 9C, that is the buckling class C, you have to refer that table for calculating the design compressive stress. So here in this case, lambda is 102.76, corresponding FCD is obtained with the help of interpolation as 103.528 Newton per mm square. Okay. Next, moving forward, assume N1 as 250 mm, that is the 500 divided by 2, overall depth divided by 2, you will get the N1 value. Then B1 plus N1, B1 is the stiffness bearing length. Okay. So 75 plus 250 is equal to 325 mm. From that value, you have to calculate the area. So here in this case, the area is obtained as 325 into 10.2, that is the thickness of web, and the area is obtained as 3315 mm square. With the help of this area, you have to find out the buckling resistance. So the formula is as follows: FCD into AB. FCD I already calculated in the previous slide, that is 103.528, and area is 3315, and with the help of this formula, the buckling resistance is obtained as 343.195 kilonewton, and it is greater than the shear force. So the web is safe against buckling. From this expression, from this equation, you can conclude the web is safe against buckling, because the buckling resistance is greater than the shear force which is acted over the beam due to the external loading. Okay. Now at last, you have to calculate, or you have to check the web bearing criteria. So the crippling strength of web Fw is equal to B1 plus N2 TWFY upon gamma m naught. This formula is given in clause 8.7.4, page number 67 of IS 800 2007. From that, you have to obtain the crippling strength of web. So B1 I already assumed 75 mm. D1 you have to calculate with the help of this formula. TF plus minimum radius of gyration will give you the D1 value, that is 34.2 mm. Now N2 you have to calculate by this clause, that is 2.5 D1. It is obtained as 85.5 mm. So with the help of these criteria, put the value into the given expression which is given in Indian Standard 800. So the result, the value is obtained as 372.07 kilonewton, that is the crippling strength of web. Okay, and it is greater than the shear force value. So here in this case also, the web is safe against bearing criteria. Okay. So in this way, you have to carry out the design of laterally restrained beam and check whether it is safe against shearing criteria, against bearing criteria, against deflection, as well as web buckling and web bearing criteria. Okay. Thank you so much for attending the lecture very patiently. Thank you.